InnOFoodLabs started last September and will last totally 4 project years. Here in this picture on the slide, you can see us at the kickoff meeting, where representatives of the project partners and the Living Lab partners joined. And the Living Labs are exactly the core of the project, of the research activities. We have in total 12 Living Labs across 9 European countries. And these Living Labs, which are organizations, startups, schools, cooperatives, etc., they develop in total 23 innovations in the themes of small food processing, reconnecting farmers and processors, and innovative supply and distribution models. Oh, sorry, I jumped. So I already announced the community of practice. This is the heart, I would say, of InnOFoodLabs project. It's a European network which connects actors along organic value chains in Europe. And everyone actually can participate who is interested in the organic value chain. These can be farmers, food processors, advisors, citizens, researchers, etc. And we really are inviting you to join if you're not a member yet. The aim is to exchange the knowledge about the innovations of the Living Lab, of the project, and also create new organic market opportunities. Here we see a colorful mix of the organizations who participates in the project InnOFoodLabs. And now we would like to move on to the input session on organic market insights. We will hear from our 2 experts about the markets in Spain and in Germany. Let's begin with Evelyn Alcázar Marin. She is coordinator and Brussels office director of Ecovalia. And our second speaker is Professor Katrin Zander, head of section Agriculture and Food Marketing of University of Kassel. I will head over to Evelyn. You can share your presentation.
Thank you very much, Ibrana. And welcome to all the participants to this workshop. And I hope to give you a bit of taste on the organic market in Spain. I'm going to share my presentation. Hopefully, please tell me if you see the presentation mode. It's not working?
Yes, we can see it. Can you see?
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Yes, Ecovalia is the organic professional employer organization that compile the whole chain of organic in Spain. And we every year issue this organic report about production and market, and I would like to show you what we talk about in this report. We have a first part where are the numbers of the production, and in the second part we are talking more about the market. I have some slides just to allocate the organic development in Spain in terms of production. We are a big agricultural surface country, and that's the reason why we are having a lot of development in surface inorganic, like having with France or Italy or Germany. You can see in this slide when you see the numbers. Um, the main organic crops in this moment are focused on the nut trees and the olive groves and the grains and vineyards, and the other ones are having less surface but not less important, because the economic importance of those crops are really high too. If we see which are the number of sharing the relevance of those crops in comparison with non-organic crops, still we are having not much of these very big surface crops are not really the main ones when we compare with the conventional happen with the nut trees or the olive crops that we have only a 10%, but every year is growing. Uh, Pay attention to the numbers of the subtropical fruits, because there is a big trend in that way to go more for organic in those crops. That is really a good news, because those one are the crops that use more pesticides, and then if they change to into organic is a good news for all the agriculture. In terms of the livestock categories, the main role is played by the cows and the sheep, but have more relevant the production of meat than the milk, as you can see in the figures that I'm showing to you. If we go to the activities when those production are being transformed, you see that the most bigger part is in the handling and preservation of fruit, vegetables, etc. When we are talking about the vegetable processing activities, and is the same for the animal processing activities. This is the part that are more relevant in the total amount. What we can see here is that there is a decrease on those types of activities for vegetables and animal processing, and this is something that aware us that is not working. That is something that is not working well when we ask for the support of this part of the chain. If we go to the consumption numbers, we see that there are a big growth during the last 10 years. Is really 145% increase in 10 years is showing that we have a very dynamic sector worldwide. And as you already know, North America and Europe are the ones who have those biggest numbers in terms of consumption. Although there are other continents that are already increasing, like Asia, and starting to wake up South America. When we talk about the expenditure and we focus per country, then we see that that Spain is the 10th in the list. Into those numbers are from 2024, that because are worldwide numbers, and we have some delay, but we already have the numbers for 2025, which are 3,250 millions in Spain for this market. And in 2025, our calculations are 66 euros per capita in terms of consumption, that are very far away to the other countries that have big markets on organic. We still need to have an increase in our market in that terms. If we see the progress during the last 5 years, we see that still there is an increase in the market, that we do not see any decrease, but only if we are focused on the value. If we go to the volumes, there was a decrease in 2024 and 2023. There was not much, but there was a decrease. And we did a calculation of the development. If we follow the same path that we have until now, we can reach 79 euros per capita in 2030, according to our calculations. Focus on the different regions that are in Spain, that we are 17 regions with 17 different authorities that are handling the promotion in each of the regions. Then we can see that there are different levels of development, and there are some of them that are have an explanation because they have bigger incomes in this part of Spain. But there are others that have another explanations. Like, for example, in Galicia, there is a big industry which is called Inditex. Maybe you know it because it's dedicated to textile production of some fashion brands, and they decided to incorporate organic products in their canteens. And as far as they have a lot of people eating there each day, they get a difference in the consumption just for. If we go to the shops, we see that the main part of the expenditure are made in animal origin products. Although if we go to the volumes, the big part is more in vegetables, in plant origin products, and that is because the prices really makes a difference in this kind of products in the market. To the expenditure in Spain, we see that there is an increase when we take into account the HoReCa sector and the home consumption. That show an increase of 3.25% in the last year. And in the total growth was 7.5%. And if we focus more in the type of people that consume organic, we see that the biggest percentage are in the retired people, followed by those ones who have children that are in growth. And then after that, children that are middle age, and senior childless couples. Um, if we go to the numbers or number of age that are more the bigger have the bigger consumption, most of them are 71% are have more than 50 years. And one thing that I would like to highlight is that uh, organic consumers, the priority of those organic consumers is not buying cheaper, but buying better. That's the reason why they choose organic. And another thing that we can highlight is that the organic meat prices, when you go to the organic market in Spain, there are a few differences of prices compared to the conventional ones. Although we have data that organic meat are very often sale as conventional because of the lack of um, slaughterhouses that ends this process with an organic meat. If we go to the expenditure in the different distribution channels, we can see that the biggest one are the supermarket and the big box stores with a 53.6%, followed by the natural and organic specialized stores that are having the 30%. The other ones have a few impact at the moment, um, although the e-commerce is getting more relevance since a few years ago. Um, if we want to focus on the kind of products that are sold in each of the channel, the most based on animal origin products are the supermarkets and the specialized shops and the door-to-door, those ones that are direct buys to the farmers. And finally, we would like to have here a case of a specialized retail that is called Veritas, and they show some specific information about the age of their buyers in more detail that we have seen before. And then we can see that between the 35 and 54 years are the main part of the consumers. The size of the families that are that have consumption in organic are between 1 and 3 people, and most of them, most of the buyers are women, 77% in comparison with the men. And the other relevant data that they want to highlight is that their clients go to their shops 3.3 times in the month to buy organic products. And another relevant thing is that eco restaurants is another sector that is growing in consumption and are following this increase during the last years. And the reasons are mainly because there is a social demand of organic products in the restaurants. There are some public procurement canteens that are really successful. We have some hospitals, for example, that are showing that, and there are some recent standards that are promoting this kind of way to have the organic products on the table. there are some initiatives at regional and government level to foster this certification of restaurant and catering. The main reasons for consumption: health, environment, environmental impact and sustainability, animal welfare, and trust. And this is the sort that the main one is the health. And that's all by my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn, for your inputs, especially that you pronounced that quality over price drives organic consumption in Spain. I found really interesting, and that the price gap between organic and conventional meat is not that high. Also surprising. Now I would like to give the floor to the participants. You can turn on your camera if you want, and either drop your questions in the chat or raise your hand in Teams and speak directly to Evelyn if you have questions to her input. Yes, there are several hands. First, I go to Ivana.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for this nice presentation, Evelyn. And for me, it was very interesting to hear what is the current situation in Spain. I'm coordinating also with organic, so we have also case study in Spain, so we can for sure make a synergy. I was very surprised about the data regarding the buyers who are the most relevant buyers in Spain that are a retired person. And I would like to know what is the reason behind.
I think it's those people are more focused in the health, the same that the ones that who have small childrens. And as far as the health is the first reason to buy organic, that's the ones who address them to go in that direction. Then that's, in my view, that's the reason according to the data that we have.
Thank you, very interesting. So it's not because it's more expensive, but it's because the people consider also health and have enough time at least to dedicate enough time for buying.
Yeah, and depending on how do you focus your buy your the way you buy, you can't find that there are not so much differences on the prices sometimes. Then maybe as far as the conventional products have different waves in the prices, then you can have some peaks upper than the organic products. Then if you go to the seasonality, if you go to the direct sales, if you go to certain behavior in your buying, you can more or less find good prices for organic too. I mean, there are not need to be double prices or something that is not affordable for all the people. That's true that there are some differences in the prices depending of the products, but there are some of them that are not really much different. Thank you.
Thanks, Evelyn. I see the next hand for Mariana, and then we have two other hands. Due to time reason, I would say we will take these three questions, then we go to Katrin's input, and then we still have time for other questions also in the chat. I see some. But first, Mariana, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. going to try to be fast, and at the same time, I don't know if I get the whole thing, but you talked about distribution and retailer chains and the big box market, and I was wondering, like, if you know, or is it greenwashing? Who do you do, like, is it like, do you have percentages of local farming that for those retailers, or or is just mainstream information and data that you have? Thank you.
In the case of the supermarkets, they really try to reach the maximum number of consumers that are possible. Then it's a kind of a strategy that they follow just to have all the possible consumers happy or served. Then I don't think it's greenwashing. I think it's just part of the business to provide what the consumers are asking for, because there is a trend and the consumption is increasing. They are not going to leave this opportunity out if they are able to reach it. It's my view.
But what about the consumers? Do they want, like, also local, like organic and local at the same time? Is there a tendency?
Mm, Here in Spain, the local thing is not such a high peak than in other countries. Um,
And
I
Evelyn,
mean local and organic, not
yeah,
local.
I
Organic
understood.
and
I
local,
understand
both.
that you are linking both, but as far as yes, everybody try to buy local if possible, but if not, they prefer organic than local conventional in this moment.
and I know that Katrin has in her input a study she ran to compare local and organic food consumption. Maybe Katrin, you can go next, and then yeah, please go ahead.
Thanks. So it's not me, or who is it?
Yeah, it's you, and
Well,
then
yeah,
next time.
yeah.
Okay.
Many thanks, Ivrana. Yeah, you are right. I will say something on local and organic, but only for the German case. So yeah, no, to be honest, I have no idea what about Spanish consumers regarding these issues. I have another question. My question refers to, well, at least while traveling, I had the impression that the organic offer in supermarkets is decreasing in Spain. So they are offering less organic than they have been offered before. I would like to ask you right now, you mentioned, Evelyn, that they want to make money, of course, and that's why they are offering also organic if consumers are asking for that. My observation is the other way around, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that is my first question. And the other question, quickly, is how did you measure the price difference between conventional and organic meat? The 39 cents per kilogram. How did you measure that?
I'm going to answer first this last one.
Yeah.
Our government, the Spanish government, published this information. Then we gather. That is an official source that we are able to get this information. On the other hand, on regard to the offer of the bigger surface retailer surface, there are a decrease on some of them and an increase in other ones. I mean, there are some that are really decreased. For example, I can tell you that Carrefour is really decreasing. I don't know, it's their policy, but there are others that are increasing. For example, Alcampo, for example, Corte Inglés. Those are very much Spanish change, but we have here Lidl, Aldi, and they are increasing the number of products too. Then depend of the change, ones are increasing, but the other ones are really focusing more and more in organic. But it's true that depends of what you visit. It's not the same in
Thanks.
all the supermarkets. That you are right.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Katrin and Evelyn. Let's have the question from the person. I just see a number. I don't see the name. It's the first hand showed up.
Yes, I'm so sorry because I cannot remove my name. I
No
cannot
problem.
write my name. Yes, okay. So my name is Tuki. I'm from Madagascar, but I'm now studying in Japan about the organic market in my country. So I will try to be more precise in my questions. So during the presentation, I saw some data from the increase of the volume and value of the organic production in Spain. But my question is about the data related to the consumers. In the past, how about the local consumption in Spain? It increase or decrease? So if it is increase, so did you involve some kind of actions to push the local organic consumptions in Spain?
You mean that if we as Ecovalia make some promotion activities to try to increase the consumption, is I understood properly?
Yes, that's
With
the
what you are
questions.
asking
Yes,
for?
yes, that's
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asking. Yes.
yeah. That is a lot of lack of information about organic in Spain. It's not. It's one of the most recognized logo, but it's not recognized by everybody. That's a fault that we have. And yes, we do some promotion activities and different ways. We do some campaigns. We work with schools, trying to educate on that way, and we do some communications at press level, and we participate in a lot of forums. But still, there is a lot of to do in that way in Spain, and we are this year we are changing a bit our activities, trying to focus more in this increase of consumption. We are still doing the plan, but we are going to try to foster this more in order to increase the consumption. We have collaboration with other organizations, trying to push our central government to make more, to do more support on the promotion in organic. We are having this, and we are pushing for to take out the VAT in the prices, the additional VAT in the prices, in order to make organic more affordable. And we are pushing for the public procurement expenditure in organic to be an increase. And we found that we managed to do it in one region, that we get a compromise on increase of 10% in the canteens in the schools, but still need to be implemented. We managed to get the law, the regional law, to support that, but still we need to wait for the implementation in this moment. I hope this answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. This is very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you. The very last question from Alexander, and then we really have to move on to Katrin's input.
Yes, thank you, Brindley. hello everyone. I have one question. You mentioned in your presentation that the most big production of inorganic is nuts production. Can you tell us what species? Is it walnuts or hazelnuts of Castanea sativa? And the other one, you mentioned that is 36 cents organic meat is higher price than conventional production. Do you know maybe how much in percentage, how much is percent organic production more value, more higher price than the conventional production?
I do not understood the last one question. Can you repeat, please?
You said that is 36 cents of euro value of the organic meat is higher price than conventional price.
Yeah.
But that 36 cents, how much is percentage more than the conventional prices? Is it 10% more than conventional prices, or?
Okay. Now I understand how much represent to the total amount of the price.
Yes.
I need to check that information because I didn't produce the data. Then I need to talk with my colleagues who are the ones who produce the data, and will back to you with this information. Okay, and according to and on regards to your other question, which are about the nuts, the main one is the almonds.
Almonds. Yes.
Almonds
Yes.
is the biggest. The biggest surface, and in the last years are increasing to pistachio.
Pistachio. Yes.
Is another
Interesting.
one who is increasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Big trend.
one
Sorry to
very short.
interrupt, Alexander. To have a look on the time, and that Katrin also have time enough for her presentation. Maybe afterwards we have time for more.
Or by the chat. You can ask by the chat. And
Yeah.
I can ask. I
Yeah.
can answer in the chat.
I'm very sorry, Alexander.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to this first InnOFoodLabs workshop of the Community of Practice, and I'm really happy to say some words on the organic food market in Germany. Evelyn and me, we had no contact before, so each of us was free to select her very specific the details, which she will be present in this short time. I decided to start with a slide on organic market share in Germany. So I will tell you something quickly about markets, and then I will tell you something about consumer behavior, about German consumers. So let's start with a quick overview over organic market shares in Europe. And you can see here that we have a huge, that they differ a lot. So we have the highest market shares in Denmark and Switzerland and Austria. And then Germany is always very prominent because we are a big country. However, the market share of organic food is not so high as maybe sometimes expected. So it is only at about 6.3% of all food purchases. Just to have a quick idea, the organic area in all area in Europe is about 10%. This is a slide on the organic sales in Germany, on the development of organic food sales in Germany. So you have the columns, and the columns are always the total of organic food sales, and you can see here that we have 18 billion euros of organic food sales in Germany. That seems to be a lot. As I mentioned before, the share is only at 6.3%. You can also see here the relevance of organic supermarkets, which is the orange part of the bar, and you see how the significance, the relevance of supermarkets increased, and that means the normal conventional supermarkets increased regarding the organic food market. So the whole food stores, there's not a lot of increase in their sales, and the others are, for example, direct selling and so on. So, and some background information, which we always have to have in mind when we are talking about food markets and also organic markets, is that we had an increase in food prices since January 22 of about 36%. The organic food prices also increased, but after COVID, it was somehow similar that the organic production costs did not increase so much as conventional production costs. And we had some kind of change of price relation between conventional and organic food. That means that the difference between organic and conventional prices are not as high as they have been before. I will come back to that a little bit later. Okay, only one slide regarding the organic area in Germany, and you can see here that we have, of course, a significant organic area in Germany. We have a share, as I mentioned before, of about 10% organic area in Germany. But in the upper diagram, you can see that we have really recently very low growth rates in organic area. And I think that's an important information, because organic, to produce organically is not really interesting for farmers, or let's say for conventional farmers who are thinking about converting to organic. So we have a stagnation of the organic production area in Germany. And I will give you some summarized information. So we have in Germany a stable, slightly increasing demand. I showed you the number of total sales. These numbers are not deflated. So we have increasing turnovers, but we also have an inflation. So the quantities are only slightly increasing. We have, as I said before, a rather stable share of turnover. Maybe the effect might also be underestimated, because the conventional supermarkets are gaining more and more importance. That includes also conventional discount stores, and they are offering organic food at rather low prices. So that means that there will be a quantity effect anyway. We have increasing scales of farm production, processing and trade. So that means that more and more conventional companies are entering organic processing and organic trade. They have something what we are calling conventionalization. So the situation on markets is becoming, how to say, a little bit more and more complicated, more and more strict. So the business behavior, business conditions are more difficult than they have been before. So we have stable production, low conversion rates, and that is mainly because producer prices are often too low to cover organic production costs. And that is not only the case for milk, but also for other products. We have increasing imports, but by now that refers mainly to meat and to dairy products. All the information I gave you refers to organic food products. With that, I would like to tell you something about consumer behavior, consumers' preferences. And these results are from a survey I did in 2023. So we asked consumers, why are they buying organic food? And interestingly, the support of organic farming, so more holistic perspective, has been most important. Low pesticides are the second important reason, and then we have environmental friendliness and animal welfare. Sorry for this cut off. And here you have the red bars and the gray bars. So red bars is for the whole sample of about 740 people. And the gray bars are the answers of young people. That means test persons between 18 and 30 years of age. And I did this separation because this group of young consumers are the future consumers, and I wanted to know if their preferences might differ from the preferences of the whole sample. And as we can see here, there are some differences. So for young, no pesticide residues seem to be less relevant for young consumers, but naturalness is more important and a good feeling. So the emotional component is more important. I would like to stress that when you have a look at this kind of diagrams, you have to consider how it was asked for. So in this case, I asked the participants to indicate the 3 most important reasons. So they could not mark everything. They had to select. They had to decide for the 3 most important reasons for buying organic food. So we have egoistic, hedonistic reasons, and we have altruistic reasons. So altruistic, which refer more to the environment, and we have the reasons which refer to one's own personality. What are the reasons for not buying organic food? Well, they are perceived to be too expensive. Interesting that also Evelyn mentioned before that the price difference is no longer as big. They are too often packed in plastics, and the perception that they're not any better. So the differences between the whole sample and young people is really low. Sorry, not slow, but low. I mentioned before already that I would like to give you some information on organic or local preferences. Both product groups are supposed to compete with each other. And the question in this questionnaire was, or the task was, that consumers should assign all these product attributes, you can see below, to organic or to local food. So they had to decide if freshness belongs from their understanding to organic or to local food. They had also the possibility not to decide. And I would like to start from the right-hand side, and you can see that here the short transport distances are associated with local food. Seasonal food is associated with local, also freshness, transparency, reasonable price. So I think these 2 attributes, that's really interesting because, well, we have a very clear organic certification. We have an organic logo. So transparency with organic should be rather high, or is really high. Regarding local, we do not have any official labeling, no official definition of local. So everyone can claim that he's selling a local product, but as consumer, you never know. Reasonable price is also interesting because at least in Germany, when you have real local food, this food very often is really expensive. So it's interesting that people are assuming that a local is cheaper than is reasonably priced, and that means cheaper than organic. So good taste is also associated with local food. Good conscience is associated with local food, and also availability. That is also interesting because in Germany you can buy organic food everywhere, but local food is much more difficult to find. Yeah, and then we are coming to the typical organic characteristics, let's say, so environmental protection, healthiness, animal welfare, and minimal pesticide residues. So what I want you to take with you is that consumers know something about local and organic, but they do not know everything, and there are some important misperceptions. And the next slide I would like to share with you is about the price expectation consumers have regarding organic prices. In this research, I mentioned before, so WTP means willingness to pay. Sorry for using the abbreviation. And I went for 5 test products for bread, milk, potatoes, minced meat, and spaghettis. And I asked them I told the participants the average conventional price, and I asked them how much more they would be willing to pay for an organic alternative. And then I asked them, what do they think that organic food would cost more than conventional food? And you can see here the red bars are the willingness to pay. You can see here that the willingness to pay, let's say on average is about 50% more. For milk a little bit less, for potatoes more, but the price expectation is always higher than the willingness to pay. That might partly explain why people are not buying organic, because they expect organic to be higher than their willingness to pay. So price knowledge is low on organic food. Well, we can easily explain that by the typical food purchasing behavior of most of us. So food purchasing has to be quick. It takes place in a habitual manner, but with very little information search and just picking the same stuff almost every time you're going for grocery shopping. I wanted to know, well, these results I perceive to be really interesting. I wanted to know about the real prices, the real market price premia in Germany. And I went to, there are some statistics published, and I calculated the real market price premia for organic compared to conventional food. And these are the gray columns. And you can see here that at least recently, so in the year, these are the numbers from the year 2023, the price difference is only at about 20, sometimes 40%. So real market prices for organic food are much lower than consumers are expecting. Why do we have this big difference? Well, I think an important point is that price differences have been much higher before. And due to the increasing share and the increasing participation of conventional supermarkets and discount stores, these price differences have been decreased over the last years. Also because the organic markets have become bigger, so logistics are no longer more expensive than for conventional food. So we have rather low price knowledge among consumers, and we have a price image of organic food. And the point is that the price image might be more decisive for consumers' purchasing behavior, because very often they do not look at the organic prices, at the food prices in general. They are just buying, and they have in mind that organic is too expensive, so they even do not consider to buy organic. They go on buying conventional food. Okay, with that, I would like to come to an end regarding German organic markets. So we have rather stable organic markets. We can say that discount stores and also drugstores are drivers of organic food demand in Germany. Farm gate prices are under pressure. We have rather low conversion rates, and we also have bankruptcy of traditional organic processors. So traditional, we have some organic processors which started about 30, 40 years ago, so which always have been the drivers of the organic markets, but they are right now, they have severe challenges, difficulties under the actual market situation. So we have huge challenges in the German organic food market, also in the supply chains. Regarding consumers, well, they are facing economic constraints. Generally, we can say that they are becoming more price sensitive, but we have to have in mind that consumers are highly diverse. They have often low price knowledge. That means that some heuristics determine purchase decisions. And one of these heuristics means that organic is too expensive. That is then the driver for the decision. There is some knowledge on organic food, but not sufficient. That means we need to better communicate the benefits of organic farming. And that refers to hedonistic and altruistic benefits. We have to go on explaining more and more what is organic. We have to explain that organic is the most stable and resilient system, particularly in times of crisis, energy crisis, crisis in international markets, as we also face them right now. Many thanks to all of you, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
Thank you very much, Katrin, for your presentation. My key takeaways is that the German market is stable but slightly under pressure, which you explained in the very end of your presentation, and that consumers often overestimate the prices of organic food.
Yeah.
I see one hand in Teams. Céline Rousset, please go ahead.
Bonjour.
So I'm still around. I will change the light situation, but I'm still around. Go on with asking.
Thank you. Well, Germans consumers seems to want local food, and in the same time, there is no much direct sales. What's the explication?
There's not much. Well, direct sales are somehow stable, I would say. So they have with direct sales. There are also
Katrin,
some
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Your microphone is a little bit. Maybe it's not in place, or
So it's now better. I didn't change anything with the microphone.
not so
Do you hear
good
me now?
quality, but yeah.
There's a
Okay.
bad noise.
I only have one microphone. Sorry for that, but
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I will. It's better like that. No.
No, but just go ahead. I mean, I think you cannot change it now.
It is a kind of interferences. Maybe you have your mobile or something nearby.
Well, yes, but no, but nothing. So I did not change anything.
I would say
Okay,
go ahead because we don't have so much time left, and it would be a
Yeah,
pity
okay.
if we
Okay,
lose the
okay.
time.
So hope you can hear me. Sorry for that. So the question has been regarding direct sales. So direct sales are more or less stable. However, they are also under pressure because we have since supermarkets and discount stores are offering more and more organic food. So direct sale, direct shops are more and more under pressure. We have smaller farm shops which are stopping, and we have also very important and good farm shops, direct sales, which are going on. We have good organic delivery systems, box schemes, which are still very interesting for many consumers. So direct sales are not decreasing, but the supermarkets are increasing. So that is why the share of direct sales is decreasing, because supermarkets are so very strong.
There's one comment in the chat. Maybe it's the plug of your headset. Maybe you can plug it in and out again.
Don't have a headset. I do not have
No.
anything around. Sorry for that.
Now the quality is better. Perfect.
No, it's better.
You didn't do nothing, but it's better.
I didn't do anything. Sorry
Good
for
luck.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concerning the time, I see two more hands. Maybe just one question. We just have time for one more question. Maybe Katrin, I don't know, do you stay a little bit longer after 6 in the chat to
Yes, I will be around until 6:30. I will be around. Yeah.
Yeah, so for everyone, we will be here in the chat until 6:30. Evelyn will leave at 6, but we will now take one more question and then we wrap it up. Also, we would like to hear your votings about the topics of the COP. So that would be very nice that we could do this together. So I give the word to what was your name again? The person from Tokyo?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you also for the presentation. So my question is about the consumers' motivations to purchase organic food in Germany. And why in the slide I see so many reasons that why consumers want to buy organic foods. But my question is that is all product in German is certified as organic product? Because I think that it is one of the motivations of the consumers to buy organic product if it's certified or not. Or the German consumers don't take care if this is certified or not before purchasing the product. Thank you.
Well, in Europe in general, we have the EU organic certification. So if you are selling a product as organic, it has to be certified. You are not allowed to sell a product as organic or to print organic or what else, ecologic, on a product if it's not certified. So we only have certified organic products in Germany and in
Yes,
in
thank
all
you.
in all the EU, in the whole EU.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Sorry, now time is running out, so I would say the question will be after the official closing. Katrin will answer them. Eduardo, I would like to hand over to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you once again for the contribution. So we cluster all your answers into these 6 different clusters. To give us a picture of the main interests or expectations, priorities emerging from the group. These categories are the main idea for the 3 sections before that you help us to answer. And yeah, we can see a lot. Basically, knowledge and training, value and chain collaboration, innovation and good practices are probably the main concerns for this group. We are also going to work in these clusters and all the answers that you gave us for future webinars, and you're gonna have also our results in the few weeks about this work that we done today. So now I would like to, if we can go to the voting part. So the purpose of this vote is to identify which topics should be received like early attention in the first phase of this community. So Ivana, if we can go down, we can see the QR code for this small voting part. And we are also gonna send the link for the Google form, so you can take a minute to give your vote. So yeah, please go ahead, and I'm gonna share also the link. Thank you very much for the answer. This helps us to understand the needs of the group and also the expectation and priorities of this group. So we will also work further on them. So we are going to review the results in details. And also in the coming weeks, we are going to share general results with you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much to help us to shape the community of practice. So
Now I would like to announce our next webinars. At 26th of May, the subject will be role of processing in local organic food systems. And 17th of September, the topic is connecting farmers, communities, and markets in organic agriculture. We are looking forward to see you again, and we are happy to receive your feedback. Last but not least, here are our contact details. I would like to thank you all for your participation. It has been a real pleasure. And with this, I would like to close the meeting officially and wish you a very good evening. Goodbye.